Do you feel dragged along by the current of modern life, exhausted by constant demands? Have you questioned a deeper purpose beyond daily routine, feeling spiritually distant from your own potential, or simply tired of chasing a success that feels empty without any resonance? Think for a moment. What if the true map to modern success wasn't hidden in the latest trends or empty promises, but rather etched in timeless wisdom? Wisdom capable of speaking directly to your soul, offering clarity, courage, and a path in which you can place your unwavering trust. I, Napoleon Hill, do not merely revisit an old book. I invite you to ignite a true transformation within yourself. Prepare yourself. What we begin today is not a simple reading. It is the beginning of a new reality for you. Many speak of desire, but what does it truly mean to desire something in a world where we are bombarded by an avalanche of information, external aspirations, and the incessant promise of immediate gratification? Desire by itself can be a veil, a momentary illusion that deviates us from the higher path. What I propose, and what the experience of millions has proven, is something much more potent, much more transformative: the quantum leap of definite purpose. This is not a mere passing whim. It is the spiritual anchor amidst the whirlwind of infinite choices. Imagine a GPS for your subconscious, an unwavering guide that, once programmed, will lead you with a precision that transcends common logic. In our digital age, saturated with noise and incessant distractions, how can we identify our true vocation, our authentic calling, and not just follow what is in vogue or what most people pursue? The answer lies in the ability to silence the external to hear the internal. Definite purpose demands sharp discernment, a clarity that only emerges when one is willing to dive deeply into oneself. It is not something found, but rather something built, brick by brick, from your deepest passions, your non-negotiable values, and the unique contribution you wish to leave to the world. When you establish a definite purpose, you are not just formulating a goal. You are drawing a contract with the universe, an unbreakable agreement with yourself. This purpose becomes the filter through which all your decisions are made, the criterion by which every action is evaluated. It injects inexhaustible energy into your veins, a determination that does not allow discouragement to set in. In a world of ephemeral choices, definite purpose is the rock upon which you build your existence, conferring meaning and direction to every step. Think about it. The dispersion of energy is the greatest enemy of achievement. Without a clear focus, your forces are diluted, your talents fragmented. Modern life, with its thousand options and distractions, seems to conspire to keep us in this state of indefiniteness. But the key, the true lever, is in your possession. It lies in the ability to concentrate your mind on a single dominant objective with an intensity that magnetizes all the circumstances and people necessary for its realization. This is what I call definiteness of purpose, a principle that, when mastered, dismantles analysis, paralysis, and distraction. Now pause for a moment and perform this mental exercise with me. If you could dedicate yourself to only one thing over the next year, something that would consume your attention, passion, and energy, what would that one thing be? And more importantly, why does that choice stand out above all others? The answer to this question contains the seed of your definite purpose. Allow this idea to take root, to bother you, to inspire you. It is the beginning of your journey towards a success that is not only material, but deeply satisfying, a success that resonates with your soul and transcends time. True power begins with this uncompromising clarity. Once your definite purpose is crystal clear, a new, insidious current will try to drag you away from your vision: doubt. In a world brimming with skepticism, how can we cultivate an unwavering faith in ourselves and the vision we carry? The faith I speak of is not a blind religious belief. It is a state of mind, a deep conviction born of autosuggestion, not divine intervention. It is the steady hand that guides the ship of your definite purpose through the storms of adversity. We live in a sea of skeptical voices, of news that paints a bleak picture, of algorithms that feed us with misfortunes and debilitating comparisons. How can we keep the flame of faith burning when the world around us seems intent on extinguishing it, when the failures of others are louder than silent successes? Faith, in this context, is your most potent resistance against negativity. It is the armor that protects your mind from the arrows of doubt and discouragement, allowing you to hear your inner voice above the chorus of disbelief. What is auto-suggestion, if not the deliberate programming of your most powerful computer, your own subconscious mind? Just as a programmer inserts codes to define the functioning of a complex machine, you hold the sovereign power to insert the commands of your own belief. This is not magic or wishful thinking. It is applied mental science. You are deliberately feeding your spirit with the thoughts that will strengthen you, that will solidify your purpose, and not with those that will weaken you and divert you from your path. You are choosing what enters your mind, with the same diligence with which you choose food for your body. Faith is like a muscle, my friend. If not exercised and nourished, it atrophies. If constantly fed with thoughts of doubt, fear, and limitations, it weakens, leaving you vulnerable to the opinions and energies of others. But if you nourish it with unwavering conviction, with conscious repetition, with the vivid and clear visualization of your purpose achieved, it will become an unstoppable force, an inner fortress. It is the mental resilience that allows you to rise stronger after every obstacle, that makes you persist with iron determination when common reason would whisper for you to give up. Allow me to share a simple, yet profoundly powerful ritual. Every morning, for just 60 seconds, before the day's turmoil begins, close your eyes. Visualize your definite purpose as already achieved. Feel the emotion of success in every fiber of your being. Breathe in that sensation. Then, repeat to yourself, with absolute conviction and without hesitation, an affirmation that encapsulates your goal. I am capable. I am worthy. I will achieve my purpose successfully. Do this with such intensity that your subconscious mind has no choice but to accept this truth as an already manifest reality. This ritual is the engine that drives your definite purpose. It transforms the abstract idea into a tangible mental reality, preparing the fertile ground for it to materialize in the physical world. Without this deliberately cultivated faith, purpose, however defined, runs the risk of remaining a mere desire, a distant fantasy. Faith is the catalyst. When doubt assails, and I guarantee it will, remember, you possess the most powerful tool to reprogram your own mind. Faith is the certainty that precedes manifestation, the unwavering conviction that opens the doors to the infinite possibilities that await you. With it, your purpose ceases to be an ethereal dream and becomes a concrete inevitability. Have you ever felt the power of an unwavering conviction, a faith that moves mountains? This faith, cultivated within you, is the driving force of your definite purpose. But even the most powerful flame can burn even brighter when fueled by collaboration, by the resonance of aligned minds. Now, let's go beyond the realm of individual conviction to explore the exponential power of strategic alliance, the true essence of a mastermind. We live in an era of hyper-connection, where networking has become an omnipresent keyword. But what is this networking often, if not a superficial dance of exchanging business cards, an accumulation of contacts without depth? This is not the alliance I advocate. The mastermind, my friend, is something infinitely deeper, more potent. It is the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of perfect harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose. In a digitally fragmented world, where loneliness and isolation can be subtle enemies of progress, how do you find, cultivate, and leverage a truly synergistic group, a true mastermind? The secret is not in the number of people you know, but in the quality of intention and alignment that exists between you and those chosen few. Think about how the greatest entrepreneurs and innovators in our history achieved their feats. It was rarely in isolation. They formed alliances, attracted complementary talents, and together created something greater than the sum of their parts. The mastermind is a force multiplier, a catalyst of ideas that transforms simple conversations into revolutionary action plans and complex challenges into unexpected opportunities for your modern success. The dynamic of the mastermind operates like an electrical circuit. When two or more minds unite in a spirit of harmony with a common purpose, they generate a third force, a type of psychic energy that would not otherwise exist. It is this energy that allows for the solution of previously insurmountable problems, the generation of ideas that transcend individual thought, and the overcoming of obstacles that, alone, might seem overwhelming. This is especially crucial in the contemporary landscape, where the complexity of any endeavor demands a diverse range of knowledge and perspectives. In the age of remote work and virtual connections, forming a mastermind takes on new dimensions. How do you build this trust and essential harmony when interactions are often mediated by screens? The answer lies in intentionality. You must actively seek out individuals whose values resonate with yours, whose skills complement your deficiencies, and whose personal purpose can, in some way, intertwine with yours. It's not about a transaction, but a mutual commitment to collective growth and success. Digital tools can facilitate communication, but the heart of the mastermind will always be the human mind, its passion, and its dedication. Beyond simply having a mastermind, the question is how you use it. How do you extract maximum value from this congregation of intellects? The key lies in brutal honesty, mutual respect, and the willingness of each member to offer and receive constructive feedback. It is a safe space where ideas can be tested, failures can be analyzed without judgment, and victories can be celebrated and replicated. This deep collaboration not only accelerates your progress, but also strengthens your faith as you witness the materialization of ideas that were once only yours. Now think about your own circle. Who are the people you admire, whose skills you deeply respect, and who share even implicitly a vision of growth and achievement? Now let's take it a step further with an exercise. Imagine 3 archetypes of mentors, collaborators, or advisors that you feel are currently absent from your sphere of influence. Who would they be? What skills or perspectives would they bring to your mastermind? And most importantly, what would be your deliberate and intentional strategy to attract these individuals into your orbit, to initiate this strategic alliance that will boost your modern success? Reflect on this. The mastermind is out there, waiting for you to form it. Have you noticed how the strength of a mastermind lies in the diversity and depth of knowledge its members bring to the table? It's the sum of these intelligences, the strategic application of what each one masters with expertise, that elevates the group to an unrivaled level. But what constitutes specialized knowledge in the dizzying complexity of the 21st century? It's not enough to accumulate information. You need to know what matters, how to apply it, and, above all, how it becomes your unparalleled advantage. In an era dominated by artificial intelligence and the abundance of data that floods our senses every second, the idea of knowing everything is not only impractical, but also ineffective. True power is not in being a walking encyclopedia, but in the ability to discern the essential from the trivial, to focus on what generates the greatest impact. Specialized knowledge today is your sharpest weapon. It's not about knowing more, but about knowing what truly matters, and even more importantly, knowing how to apply that knowledge uniquely, transforming it into solutions and innovations that few can see. Think of the T-shaped specialist metaphor. You have exceptional depth in a specific area, the vertical stem of the T, where your mastery is deep and unquestionable. This is your foundation, the pillar of your expertise. But you also possess a breadth of knowledge in other relevant areas, the horizontal bar of the T, which allows you to connect, collaborate, and understand the broader context. This holistic view, combined with your depth, is what makes you indispensable in any mastermind and in any modern success endeavor. It's what allows you not only to solve problems within your specialty, but also to identify new opportunities at the intersections of disciplines. The world doesn't stop spinning, and knowledge, like sand in an hourglass, is constantly moving. What was relevant yesterday may be obsolete tomorrow. Therefore, the ability to learn continuously and, crucially, to unlearn and relearn becomes a paramount competency. In a scenario where innovation is the currency and change is the only constant, your ability to adapt and absorb new information with an insatiable thirst is what will ensure your relevance. How many people do you know who cling to the past, refusing to abandon methods and knowledge that no longer serve the present? Stagnation is the silent enemy of progress. The principle of specialized knowledge, as I have outlined it, goes beyond the mere acquisition of facts. It is about the strategic curation of information, the ability to transform data into applied wisdom. It is the understanding that while information is ubiquitous, the discernment to apply it with mastery is rare and therefore of immense value. This means you don't need to be an expert in everything, but you need to know exactly what knowledge is crucial for your modern success and how to obtain it, whether through self-directed study, mentors, or your mastermind. This is the moment for deep self-questioning. What is your vertical stem? Where does your undeniable depth reside? The area where you truly feel at home. And what are the adjacent areas, the horizontal bars, that would complement your core knowledge, allowing you to see a more complete picture? To solidify this idea, I propose an exercise, the learning ladder. Identify a core skill, fundamental to your purpose, one you wish to deepen even further. And then, identify an adjacent skill that broadens your horizon and makes you more versatile. Commit to mastering these two in 90 days, not just superficially, but with the intention of making them an integral part of your specialized knowledge arsenal. This deliberate action will not only expand your capabilities, but will reinforce your faith in your ability to grow and adapt. The world rewards the specialist, the unique individual, who brings a unique perspective and a precise solution. Make sure your mind is constantly sharp, not to accumulate, but to apply, to transform knowledge into power, and that power into modern success. The depth of your specialized knowledge and the unwavering strength of your faith in your definite purpose are the foundation. But how do you erect a monumental tower upon that solid base? Through the most extraordinary faculty of the human mind, imagination. Those who truly understand the essence of Napoleon Hill's principles know that imagination is not a childish whim, a refuge for daydreams. It is the primordial laboratory, the alchemical furnace where raw ideas are forged into reality, where the invisible becomes tangible. In a world where problems seem increasingly complex and conventional solutions increasingly scarce, your capacity to imagine becomes your most valuable tool, your personal innovation machine. It's not enough to just identify a problem. The crucial question is, how do you solve it in a way that transcends the obvious, that innovates, that creates a new path where before there was only a wall? Imagination is the key that unlocks the door to this new vision. It is what allows you to visualize disruptive digital strategies, conceive product designs that don't yet exist, and see opportunities where most only see dead ends. The true essence of success in any era, and especially for modern success, lies in the ability to see what is not yet, to conceive the impossible, and to give it form in your mind before it manifests in the physical world. This is not a passive activity. It is an intense and focused creative process. It involves gathering existing knowledge and experiences, breaking habitual mental patterns, and reorganizing these elements in new and original ways. Think of the great inventors, the visionary leaders, the artists who changed the course of history. Their genius was not just in their logic or accumulated knowledge, but in the audacity of their imagination. Often, the rational mind finds itself cornered by limitations, by the cold logic of, "That's not possible." But imagination flies free, unburdened by conventions. It asks, "What if? Why not?" It is in this space of freedom that the greatest discoveries are made, that the most elegant solutions to the most intricate problems are conceived. And the good news is that this faculty is not an innate gift reserved for a few. It is a mental muscle that can be developed, exercised, and controlled with deliberate practice, just as you train any other part of your body. To leverage your imagination as an engine of innovation, you need to create the ideal conditions. This means allowing yourself periods of deep reflection, of silence, where the mind can wander and connect dots that previously seemed disconnected. It means exposing yourself to new ideas, different cultures, varied perspectives that can serve as catalysts for new combinations of thought. Imagination flourishes in curiosity and openness, not in the confinement of routine and sameness. You must nurture this capacity, protect it from internal and external voices that would stifle it, and encourage it to dare. So, how can we move from theory to practical application of this powerful tool? Let me propose an exercise I call the impossible scenario. Choose a current challenge in your life, whether professional, personal, or spiritual. Something that, at first glance, seems intractable, without an apparent solution, almost impossible. Now, with your mind completely free from self-criticism and limitations, dedicate some time to brainstorm 5 absolutely outrageous solutions to this challenge. Don't worry about feasibility. The goal is breadth of thought. Think of scenarios that would defy all conventions, that would seem absurd to common logic. Let your imagination run wild. Once you have these 5 impossible solutions, the next step is to distill their essence. Look at each one and ask, is there any element, any central idea, any seed of truth or innovative approach that can be extracted and adapted to become a practical and viable step? Often, within the impossible, we find the key to the possible that was eluding us. This practice not only sharpens your imagination, but also trains your mind to see possibilities where before there were only barriers. It is the bridge between the dream and the achievement, between knowledge and the strategic application that leads to true modern success. Your imagination is your most advanced laboratory. Start experimenting. You have conceived your vision with imagination and mapped out your first steps with organized and agile planning. But now, the bridge between intention and real manifestation is paved by 2 inseparable and powerful pillars: decision and persistence. A plan, however ingenious, remains a mere intention if it is not followed by a firm decision to act. And that action, however daring, will disintegrate at the first obstacle without the unwavering flame of persistence. In the current era, we are inundated by an incessant torrent of information and options, a deluge that, paradoxically, often paralyzes the very capacity to decide. The fear of making the wrong choice, of not having all the data, of missing out on a better opportunity that might be just around the corner, has paralyzed more dreams than any actual failure. This hesitation, this lack of decisiveness, is a silent thief of time, energy, and ultimately of your modern success. My observations of the brightest and most successful minds in the world have revealed a common, almost universal characteristic: the ability to make quick and firm decisions. Do not confuse decision with recklessness. The decision I advocate is the apex of clear reasoning, nourished by a definite purpose and unwavering faith. It is the conviction that you possess the power and intelligence to adjust course if necessary, but that the greatest risk lies in inaction. How many times have you found yourself trapped in a cycle of endless deliberation, allowing time to slip through your fingers, while opportunity, which waits for no one, receded. Decisiveness is not just a quality, it is a strategy, an imperative for those seeking to shape their own destiny. And once the decision is made, the real journey begins. This is where persistence becomes the vital fuel, the engine that keeps your ship moving through turbulent seas and deceptive calms. We live in a world that promotes instant gratification, where a click brings immediate results, where failure is seen as a signal to give up, not an invitation to recalibrate. But true progress, the modern success that truly matters, is rarely a linear and frictionless path. There will be setbacks. There will be criticism. There will be days when doubt, even for the most resolute minds, will try to whisper in your ears. It is in these moments that persistence reveals itself not as mere stubbornness, but as superior intelligence. It is the ability to keep your definite purpose in sight, to revisit your faith and imagination, and to continue acting despite adversity. Persistence is the visible manifestation of your faith in your purpose. It is proof that you are not just a dreamer, but an achiever. It forges character, strengthens will, and, ironically, attracts to you the people and circumstances necessary to overcome obstacles. The universe has a way of testing the depth of your conviction, and persistence is your affirmative answer to that test. In the digital age, where we are constantly bombarded by stimuli, persistence demands a new kind of discipline, the discipline of attention. It is the ability to shield your mind from incessant noise, to focus on the task at hand, and to resist the temptation of distractions. The grit of persistence in the 21st century is the ability to maintain focus on your dominant goal, to ignore the 1,001 reasons to stop, and to keep moving forward step by step, even when results are not immediately visible. It is your grit. To translate this understanding into practical action, I propose two simple but powerful strategies. First, the 2-minute rule for decisions. If a decision you need to make takes less than 2 minutes to think about and execute, make it immediately. Don't postpone it. Don't overanalyze it. This will train your decision-making muscle, free your mind for bigger issues, and combat the paralysis of small choices. Speed in decision-making is a hallmark of effective leadership and a fundamental driver of momentum. Second, create a persistence journal. Start recording not just your major achievements, but the small daily victories, the moments when you chose to continue despite fatigue, doubt, or difficulty. Document the times you refused to give up, when you learned from a setback, and when you took the next step, however small. This visual record of your commitment and resilience will build a solid psychological foundation. It will remind you, in moments of discouragement, that you have a track record of overcoming, that your ability to persist is proven. These accumulated small victories are not just milestones. They are the engine that fuels momentum, irrefutable proof that you are on the right path to your modern success. Decision is the starting point, but persistence is what guarantees arrival. You have made firm decisions and fueled them with unwavering persistence, knowing that they are the engine of your progress. But there is a dimension of power that transcends logic and conscious planning, an inner compass that, once attuned, will guide you along paths that reason alone would never find. I am talking about your subconscious mind and what I call the sixth sense, your most sophisticated internal artificial intelligence, your intuitive guide. In a world that overvalues cold analysis, quantifiable data, and Cartesian logic, intuition is often relegated to the background, seen as something mystical or unreliable. However, the greatest leaders and visionaries of all time, those who achieved modern success in its highest form, have always known how to listen to this inner voice, this sixth faculty. Your subconscious mind is a vast repository of all your experiences, knowledge, emotions, and thoughts. It works tirelessly, 24 hours a day, processing information, identifying patterns, and, in its highest state, connecting you to a universal intelligence, a source of wisdom that transcends your conscious perception. How, then, can we consciously communicate with this powerful internal AI to manifest desired results and, at the same time, hone our intuition in an age that seems obsessed with purely rational explanations? The key lies in a deeper understanding of how the subconscious mind operates. It does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It responds to your emotions, your deepest convictions, and the mental images you nurture. When you cultivate a definite purpose with unwavering faith, when you visualize it with your imagination, you are, in fact, programming your subconscious mind. This is not a magic trick. It is a practical application of deep psychological principles. The subconscious mind has the power to translate thought impulses into their physical equivalent, transforming your burning desires into reality. But for this to happen, you must nourish this mind with the right seeds. Fear, doubt, worry, negative thoughts. These are weeds that stifle the potential of your subconscious. On the other hand, faith, love, courage, optimism, these are the nutrients that make it flourish, paving the way for manifestation. The sixth sense, in turn, is the culmination of all the other principles. It is the faculty through which intuitions, insights, and inspirations are developed. It is the point of contact between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. It manifests as a hunch, a flash of insight, an inner voice that gives you the exact answer or direction when all other sources of information fail. It cannot be activated and used at will, but it can be cultivated, stimulated through the use of the other principles, especially definite purpose, faith, and autosuggestion. Imagine your intuition as a radio signal. If your conscious mind is full of static, racing thoughts, worries, distractions, it is almost impossible to pick up the clear frequency of intuitive wisdom. To hear this voice, you must silence the noise. This does not mean abandoning logic. It means recognizing that logic has its limits and that there is a higher intelligence accessible, especially when you are faced with complex challenges and crucial decisions that will impact your modern success. It is the fusion of reason and intuition that creates a complete leader, capable of seeing beyond the obvious. How, then, can you consciously tune this intuitive compass of yours and communicate more effectively with your inner AI, your subconscious mind? The secret lies in silent reflection and acute self-perception. You must create space in your life away from distractions to simply be and observe. Meditation, contemplation, or simply sitting in silence for a few minutes each day without judgment allows your subconscious mind to bring forth insights and solutions that were dormant. It is in this space of calm that the soft voice of intuition can be heard. To apply this practically, I propose a powerful exercise, the Intuition Journal. Before making a big decision or when facing a complex dilemma, take a moment to freely write down your first gut feeling, your immediate hunch about the situation. Don't analyze, don't rationalize, just record what your intuition is telling you. What does your body feel? What image comes to mind? What first word or phrase appears? Do this before consulting external data or other people's opinions. Then proceed with logical analysis and information gathering. After the decision is made and the results manifest, revisit your intuition journal. Over time, you will begin to notice a pattern, a surprising accuracy in your inner voice. This practice not only reinforces your faith in your intuition, but also trains your conscious mind to trust this internal guide more. Also, practice daily quiet reflection. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes each morning or evening to simply observe your thoughts, your emotions, and the inspirations that arise. Don't chase them, just welcome them. You will find that, over time, this practice will open channels to the wisdom of your subconscious, allowing the sixth sense to manifest more clearly and consistently. It will equip you with a clarity and insight that will set you apart, enabling you to make decisions with a wisdom that transcends logic and propels you to the pinnacle of modern success. Do not underestimate the power of what you already possess within you. You have conceived your vision with imagination and mapped out your first steps with organized and agile planning. You have made firm decisions and fuel them with unwavering persistence, learning to listen to the subtle voice of your sixth sense. Each of these principles, when applied, is a powerful force on its own. But now, it is time to weave all these threads into a cohesive tapestry, to integrate each truth into your existence so that you not only understand, but live your new reality. It is time for integration, to transform wisdom into your very being, shaping your future and achieving true modern success. Our journey has been an invitation to look beyond the superficial, to unravel the immutable laws that govern human achievement, from overcoming initial confusion and apathy through establishing a definite purpose, building unwavering faith, forming a master mind, mastering specialized knowledge, activating imagination and agile planning, culminating in the firmness of decision and the resilience of persistence, and now, in listening attentively to your sixth sense. Each step has been a crucial piece in this puzzle of life, a tool forged for you. It is imperative that you understand. These Napoleon Hill's principles are not mere academic concepts or historical relics. They are living, breathing laws, as relevant today as they were decades ago, perhaps even more so. In a world of constant mutation, where trends come and go, the underlying truth of how the mind operates and how success is built remains unchanged. These truths are the levers that, once understood and applied, will allow you to maneuver contemporary challenges and transform your boldest vision into a tangible reality. They are the master keys to unlock your limitless potential. True transformation does not happen merely by absorbing this information. It occurs the moment you internalize it, when it becomes part of your routine, your way of thinking, your being. Integration means that you are not just doing the principles, you are being the principles. Your life becomes a manifestation of these teachings, and every action, every thought, every emotion is filtered through this lens of power and purpose. It is when you transcend mere application and become the master of your own destiny. Your journey does not end here, with the end of this video. On the contrary, it has only just begun. This is your opportunity to apply these timeless truths, not just intellectually, but spiritually and practically, in every aspect of your life. The power to shape your reality lies in your hands, in your mind, and in your heart. Which of these principles resonates most deeply with you at this very moment? Which is the first seed you will plant today to begin reaping the fruits of your modern success? Share your insights, your plans, and your achievements in the comments below. By doing so, you not only solidify your own commitment, but also inspire and strengthen the community of individuals who, like you, are determined to transcend the ordinary and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Remember, the master key to success is now in your hands. Use it with wisdom, with courage, and with unwavering faith. Go forth and build your extraordinary future.